here real quick for you.
Well, hi everybody, and welcome to the Initiative Order, and welcome to Chapter 1, Episode 3 of Far Realms. But real quick, before we jump in, do player introductions and start getting in the spoopy mindset, let's go ahead and give a quick shout out to our sponsors. First up, of course, is Session Zero Clothing. They have D&D inspired streetwear. Freaking super sweet because you always want to be repping your favorite games, because why wouldn't you? You can use the code ORDER at checkout for 15% off through their shop there. Next up is Norse Foundry. They make artisan dice out of just about any material you can think of, wooden and metal and resin all included. Go give them a look. You can use the code TIO15 at checkout for 15% off there as well. Roaming player gear. Again, this is by our amazing buddy Got DM, gaming supplies and everything else you could possibly want. I get lost browsing through the shop actually because there's randomness that makes my little random heart happy. You can use Carnaby20 for 20% off the Dice Tray Tower combo set. And next up on our sponsors list is Mithril Armory. They make 10 20 like D20s and 10. It's hard to say because it's literal sheets of 10 that fold up into dice sets that casual is much better at putting together than I am. I beat chills though. That's really all that matters. Go give them a look. See, they also have new dice sets that have amazing patterns and details on them now. So that's super awesome. Okay. Let's go ahead and jump into our player introductions because I have some of the best players ever. They are my favorite peoples. First on the list, we'll just go ahead and let the ego start flowing forth. Go ahead, Ronan. Introduce yourself and quick description of your character.
Hey, I'm Ronan Fox. You can find me on all the socials, Twitter and Instagram at Ronan Fox. That's FAWKS. And on Twitch, I'm a D&D content creator and TTRPG streamer. And on Twitch, I make like community built content and world build and all that sort of stuff. So I'm starting that back up in October. So you can check that out there. And tonight I'm playing Jack Graves, and he is a detective, skeptic, former skeptic. He's peeking beyond the veil, so he is getting more and more terrified, and currently inebriated and possibly passed out. So that's where I'm at right now.
Alrighty, the least casual but somehow the most casual person I know. Jay.
Hi, I'm an oxymoron. Seriously. Hey, what can I say? It's Jay Casual. You can find me on all social media at Just2Casual and Casual Creativity on Twitch. You can also follow my official TTRPG road for the 5e compatible Deep Breath set in the retrofuturistic high fantasy setting of Horiath over on at Deep Breath RPG, where the conflict of the old world magic meets the new world technology. Where is it that you stand? I am playing Tyson Everett, the awesome, amazing individual that explores the world with photography out of his time and out of his element, haunted by something dark and terrifying, and casually doing everything that he should not do in a horrible situation, fighting every instinct that a horror movie has taught him.
All right, and last but certainly not least, Johanna.
Hi, I'm johannaxmachina. You can find me at johannaxmachina on most social media sites. I'd like to make cosplays and costumes and all kinds of clothing. And I'm playing Elenora The Seer tonight, who is a nice spooky little medium and is maybe harboring a dark spirit now. We'll see.
Awesome. And I am your storyteller and keeper tonight. I am Taryn Hackett, also known as Val Rook across the socials. I am a generally creative human TTRPG performer GM and the creative behind Umbral Oculus Dice. That is UO_dice on the Instagram. I have a link in bio for my shop and other merchy things. It's super fun. I hand make all of my dice and all of that fun jazz, and I'm all over the place playing various tabletop games now. So beyond all of that, go check out my socials, and you can see all of the craziness that I am up to. But okay, So before we jump in to our trailer and everything else tonight, just a quick reminder, this is a horror TTRPG. There are strong horror elements, just like any horror movie. If at any point any of it bothers you, please feel free to step away, do whatever you need to. We have the player GM contract here. We've all agreed, discussed lines and veils, and have moved forward with that. So your perception has failed you. You have all sought sanctity in a false reality for far too long. And I think it's time we peel back that veil just a little bit further. Here we go. Alrighty. And we're back. No big deal. We're fine. So last we left you guys, you had made it through the first part of the day. It would have seemed that the assistant to Dr. Borland in his manor had been sick. You heard screaming, kind of left it as it was. You continued to try to go on business as usual as though nothing was wrong. That was your plan, I guess, if you want to call it that. You all immediately upon the wake beginning sought your way into Dr. Borland's office in hopes to find either a ledger showing previous employment or possibly find his secret stash of relics. You did succeed on both fronts after discovering the hidden room behind the bookshelf in the office. In this hidden room, you found black mirror-lined cabinets covering the entire room, floor to ceiling. At its center was a hexagonal table with a divot at the center, which appeared to have a place for a crystal ball, which Elenora did recognize. You did manage to, oddly enough, break into some of these cabinets, some of them seemingly breaking open for you. Jack found something rather odd floating in a jar. And possibly a small doll. Tyson, you began to look through the journals that lined this table at the center that you knew Dr. Borland kept his whole life. You did note, after becoming suspicious because of Mimi the maid, that the year that you would have been born and or conceived is missing from his journals at that table. Elenora, prying through the cabinets, you found several artifacts, but were taken aback and startled when an eyeless male face began screaming at you through the mirror. Tyson, feeling flustered and irritated at the discovery that his own personal journal was blank only to him, went back into the main office only to have the bookshelf slam shut behind him and the lights go out. Elenora and Jack, you found yourselves locked in a room with a strange presence sitting in the chair. A distorted, wide-mouthed grin appearing on a pockmarked face sat before you, simply telling you to stay. Tyson, you were forced to sit in Dr. Borland's seat in the office by an unknown force. As you sat there, this same entity disappeared from the previous room and appeared in the seat across from you. You were all knocked back, the bookshelf opened, and you were seemingly freed. Elenora, you had taken time to observe Dr. Borland's body in the wake after suffering through a horrific vision of not only the home, but other souls suffering there. You witnessed Hansen crawling out from underneath his bed in his bedroom with slashes across his face, screaming. When you examined his body, you did see places on his face that was clearly makeup covering up horrific wounds, but you also noted that his body was much more aged than he was. You knew Hansen to be a 46-year-old man. The body before you was wrinkled, aged, and gray. Your strange behavior attracted much attention throughout the home. Mimi did tell you all that she wanted to leave the home. These other guests in the home, the faceless guests, began following you throughout. Elenora, as Mimi approached you with concern at the top of the stairwell, you became possessed and pushed her down the stairs to her death. In the frantic aftermath of this event, the faceless people began swarming you all. You were forced to flee the home. Storming outside, rain pouring down, vision extremely limited. It is only with Tyson's knowledge of the premises that you managed to make it up to Gingham in the caretaker's home, in what would have been sanctuary. Discovering that he had salt lined all of his windows and doors, telling you that he never stays in that house, and that ever since Viv, the cook, disappeared, he does not go inside. Tyson, it was in this moment of sanctuary that this urge grew within you. You ripped the front door open, the wind blew the salt from the doorway, and you screamed that you were staying and began running back to the manor. In the nighttime, in the pouring rain and thunder, howling in the distance. And this is where we pick up. Jack.
Yeah.
You find yourself with a familiar sweet smell. Your head resting on a fluffy cotton pillow. The familiar sound of comforters rustling next to you. You open your eyes, the sun catches you off guard a bit. You roll over towards the window and find your arm catching your wife's shoulder. Please describe your bedroom in your home and what you see in this room with your wife sleeping next to you.
Sure. It's very like what's the word? Primitive. So it's got sort of the wooden headboard with the big like star above it, and all the sort of country signatures. And yeah, that's just how it's decorated. And then his wife would be, well, you wouldn't be able to tell how tall she is if she was laying in bed, but she would be brunette, fair skin. So.
Okay. Your arm catches her shoulder and she's kind of just like, meh, and like grabs her pillow and like folds it over her head as she usually does. You can hear birds chirping outside. You hear footsteps running down the hallway, followed by children's laughter. What do you do?
As far as state of mind, do I
What a
have
horrible
any?
nightmare.
Okay.
You're
Alright,
definitely taken aback. Like in this moment, you're waking up like, God, that was a horrible nightmare, question mark. You're not certain. This doesn't feel real. It's been a long time
while.
since you've woken up like this.
I'm going to kick my feet off the bed and make note of my feet actually hitting the floor.
Mm-hmm. The cold hardwood floor catches you a little bit before finding the edge of the rug that saves your feet from that notoriously cold floor in the morning.
Turn back and look at my wife and stand up.
As you go to turn and look back at your wife, she's no longer in bed. She's now fully dressed, standing at your window, staring outside. Do you see that?
See what?
Why is he out there?
Who?
Isn't that your friend?
I'll walk over.
From the district? And you start walking over and you walk up to the window and you look down. There is a familiar man out on the sidewalk. General detective clothes. It's kind of cloudy outside and you can't get a good look because they're standing just behind a tree and the branches are moving just enough. You're not really sure if that's your old partner or not.
Maybe. Hold on. I'll go check.
Okay. Do you go to leave?
Yeah, and at the door, I'll just pause. I'll open it like just quarter,
Okay.
whatever.
You go to the door. Your wife disappears from your side. And you hear frantic footsteps and running. And you hear your wife's voice. This is the only way. I have to protect you. And you can hear your children crying and running. And you hear one of them scream as the door is slammed. Please, no! Do you try to open the door?
I hear that on the other side of my bedroom door?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
You open the door. And it is your hallway. And it's dead silent.
Does it still feel like the same time of day?
No, it's nighttime.
Fuck.
There is a single lit gas lamp, like oil lamp, on the wall. And there is a little moth pinging around the light.
And with my current situation, does that would that give me any connection to, I don't even know if I want to call it reality, the thing I was just living through?
Let's do. Go ahead and just roll if you would like. I would allow you to either observe a situation or see through the illusion.
Okay, observe. Yeah, I'll observe.
Okay.
14.
14. You get to ask one question about your surroundings.
I'm just here by myself. I'm just going to ask myself, when was the last time I saw my kids? And try to think on that.
It would have been about 6 months ago. And it was after school.
Right. I'm going to put my hand. Jack's left-handed, so he's going to put his right hand on the wall and just sort of like middle knuckle, just drag it along the wall just to kind of keep some semblance of his current surroundings. As he's just very slowly, 5 seconds between each step, walks down the hallway.
Creaking.
Right.
The children's door opens at the end of the hallway.
Yep. I'll go and check it out, investigate it. I just want to just sort of peek around the corner.
You peek around. The beds are empty. And you can see the moon through the window. It's late. The beds are empty. You look down and you have a lantern in your hand. You lean up with your lantern. There are blood splatters on the wall. There are shelves knocked over and broken. And as you hold this lantern up and look down, there are drops of blood leading back down the hallway towards your living room.
Okay, so despite the fact that he is a trained investigator and former detective, those are his kids, so in a blind panic, I'm just going to take off following the blood.
Okay, you take off running down this hallway. The sunlight is coming back through your bedroom door and hits you as you walk by and see a familiar scene with your wife standing at the window. Do you continue to run?
Very confusedly, yes.
Okay, you continue into the living room, and there are your children sitting in the living room. The radio's on. They have their toys out. Your wife's in the kitchen. You can hear the sizzling of bacon.
Okay, all right. Well, there's that. I want to go over and kind of kneel down into the floor with the kids. Mm-hmm. And hey guys, what's going on?
Nothing. He totally just broke my toy, but he said it's okay because you can fix it. And your little girl holds up a horse that's now missing a leg, and holds the other piece up. The little boy is kind of scooting away now, as they're realizing that they might actually be in trouble.
Yeah, I can fix it. It's not a big deal. Everything okay? Everything good?
Yeah, can you fix this? And she holds up her arm and her hand is missing.
Yeah.
And you hear footsteps right behind you.
I will stand up and turn around quickly.
Your wife is standing there in a nightgown, blood splatter across her chest, eyes sunken, dark circles, looks completely a mess, and she screams at the top of her lungs at you.
Okay, I'm going to, certainly not in a violent way, but take her shoulders and just let her know that I'm here, you know what I mean? That she would be hopefully aware of my presence. So I'm just gonna, honey, it's okay,
Her eyes roll back.
okay.
And she leans forward and whispers into your ear, "But you weren't here." And you sit up. You are in a dilapidated dining room. Cracked window behind you. Empty china shelf, broken chairs. Familiar musty smell. Empty flask in your hand. You are in Borland Manor, in the dining hall. And as you sit up and look around, you look to your left into the foyer. And Tyson is talking to nobody and continues to make his way further into the home as though he's holding hands with someone. And you shake your head and look forward, and a familiar twisted smile is inches from your face. Not yet. And they reach up and touch your forehead. And you black out. Elenora.
Oh boy, I'm excited.
I want to quit the game. No.
Elenora. Tyson has just run out the door.
Mhm.
Jack has been thrown back onto the ground and is passed out. Gingham is has plastered himself to the back of the house and just looks aghast.
I see.
It is pitch black outside. There is one light that you can see coming from the manor on the 3rd floor from the Widow's Walk. That is the only light that you see outside. There is one lamp inside, and it is flickering. What do you do?
First, I'm gonna repair these salt lines because I would definitely know what those are, and ain't none of that coming in here. So I'm gonna run to the spice rack or whatever is nearest to me and be frantically looking for salt or anything to repair the salt line.
There is a big salt line.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab that and repair it.
Salting everything. Yeah. Okay. You frantically run, and you can do this. Close the door, pour the salt lines.
Mm-hmm.
Gingham is just silent, sitting there with his pipe in the back on his little cot.
I'm gonna go back over to Gingham. I'm gonna check on Jack first to make sure he's breathing and alive and everything, at least, because I'm assuming he's still passed out.
Yeah, you come over to Jack. His eyes are twitching rapidly.
Mm-hmm.
And he's breathing. You can hear his heartbeat.
So I'm like, Jack's fine. I'm not gonna worry about him right now. I'm gonna go up to Gingham and I'm just gonna be like, Gingham, I know there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. I don't understand what's happening with the house, but please come with me. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do.
He's gone. I'm not helping you. I'm not. I know what happens there. You might as well just say goodbye.
Gingham, you mentioned Mimi earlier, but I saw her in the house whenever we were in there. Are you sure it's not just... Like, I've seen some crazy things tonight, don't get me wrong, but are you sure everything is as you say it is?
Mimi hasn't worked there in 30 years.
Great, great. I love that. Alrighty, if you won't go with me, I'm gonna go back in. I'm not gonna abandon people to the house, but if I don't come back, take care of Jack, I guess. He's a nice guy, but he seems like this.
You don't need to go. You'll die in there. You realize that, right? I mean, I know you're like a charlatan or whatever for money, but you're not stupid, right?
I don't think so. At least I wouldn't have said so before tonight, but I have no idea what's going on now. But I can't just leave anyone in that house.
It's your funeral.
Okay,
and he just sits back. I mean,
I'm gonna grab a lantern and start making my way out the door to the mansion then.
Okay. You open the door and you begin making your way down. It is pouring rain. It is pitch black outside, except for your lantern. I mean, it's pouring down. There is howling and roaring. There's a crash of lightning and thunder. And suddenly, you're like 3 feet tall.
Okay.
And you have a lantern in your hand, but it's suddenly like a toy lantern. It has like a fake fire in it. And you're running from the sound of crashing, tables being flipped over, the sound of a bookshelf getting knocked over. Oh, Ellie! She's playing. It's fine. It's just like we talked. Nothing's gonna happen. And you can hear heavy footsteps coming from the next room as you are in your dining room as a child hiding under the table. And you hear a door slam open and stick into the drywall. Ellie! And the footsteps are coming down the hallway towards the dining room. What do you do?
Oh, I'm definitely booking it out. I'm trying to get as far away from whatever this is that I can. I have no idea what's happening, but...
Do you go towards your living room or towards what you know is like the cellar?
I'm going towards the cellar.
Okay. You run into what is kind of... Yeah, you run through the mud room that's attached to your small dining room. Very Victorian, gas stove. Door opens. You run through this mud room, go quickly down the stairs. Are you trying to be quiet? Are you just running?
I'm trying to be quiet. I'm trying to like hide my small self away.
Okay. Go ahead and roll act under pressure for me.
Okay. Not great. It's a 11.
An 11.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you catch yourself as you're going to run down these stairs, and you pause at the top of the stairs because you can see the broken steps. And you begin to quietly make your way down the stairs just as you hear footsteps entering into the dining room. And so you continue to make your way down the stairs, quietly down into the cellar. There are rows and rows of shelves with jars, mechanical devices. There is a slight buzzing from some electrical machine at the back that you know your father's working on.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see as you're kind of crawling through these shelves, at the very back. You can see like a human arm twitching on a table. What do you do?
Well, I'm scared immediately, so I kind of like jump back and like I'm trying not to look at whatever is going on the table, but
Okay. Are you making your further? Are you trying to hide somewhere? Or are you trying to go further in?
I'm trying to hide somewhere.
Okay, go ahead and do me. I guess go ahead and let's investigate. So let's find somewhere for you to hide.
Alrighty. We've got 13 on our hands.
13. Okay. So, and I in this situation, it's trying to find. Do you find somewhere to hide? You can see a large crate in the corner. But it does require you to make it around one shelf on the other side. There's no way through this shelf to it, but you can see it, but you have to make your way around to get to it.
I'm gonna go for it and see how quickly I can make it, trying not to like make any big sounds or anything, and trying not to look back at whatever was going on behind me.
You hear these steady, slow, heavy footsteps. Just one and the other and another. Ellie, I know you're down here. And you continue to make your way around the shelf. Your came up first. Okay, there we go. Okay. So you make your way around and you jump into the crate. A tall, slender, broad-shouldered man with shoulder-length, kind of shaggy black hair steps through the doorway into the basement. The dim green light from the apparatus at the end of the basement reflects off of his goggles. A wide smile rests on his face, and in his hand is what appears to be a scalpel. Slowly, across the dusty floor, makes his way through the shelves. And now I need you to roll.
Oh boy.
Yes, and this one's specific to you. I need you to roll for your repressed memories, so just roll your 2d10.
Maybe we've got it. Alrighty, we're doing pretty good. We've got a 16.
A 16? Footsteps get closer and closer. Ellie. Oh, Ellie. And there's another crash of thunder and lightning as you now stand at the back door of Borland Manor.
Do I need to roll like keep it together or anything from after seeing this?
No, that's
okay.
Just your repressed. That's your memory stuffs.
Okay, I'm gonna clutch at whatever this vase is in my jar for a minute just to like feel like I can do this, and then I'm gonna run after Tyson and see if I can find him.
You open the back door. Tyson. You feel compelled as you sprint through this pouring torrential rain. Your clothes are soaking, but you can feel it. I have to be back in the house. It is warm in the house. That is my house. I want to be in my house. That is mine. So you continue to run. You run up the stairs, march straight to the front door. And as you hit the front door, the rain stops. It's sunny. Gingham is grunting as he is leading one of the horses to the stables. And the front door, the big red filigree door, opens. Tyson, my boy! You're a bit early, but I'm glad you're here. As Hanson, over 6 foot tall, attractive, usual sunny, happy self, stands at the door to greet you. Come on! Holds his hand out. Come on.
Tyson is gonna enter.
You do feel compelled to do so.
Yeah.
He takes you by the arm. I didn't know you were gonna come this early, but hey, you know what? It works out. Mimi's got everything ready for you here. Viv's got the works going, and as you look over, Mimi is frantically running around the dining room. There is a cake at its center. Plates are laid out. You can hear Viv familiar singing in the kitchen. You can hear plates and dishes clacking. You see Hanson's assistant briskly running out of the office and into the red room with a bunch of notes as usual.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here.
You all right, my boy? Hey, Mimi, come get him a drink of water. This guy looks like... Was the ride up that bad? And your bike is parked out on the porch.
I mean, yeah, it's not too bad. It's a usual ride.
Just hands you the glass of water. Well, come on. As you look into the dining room, Jack is standing by the china cabinet and raises a toast to you as he's sipping a drink.
The detective's here?
Oh yeah, old friend. Come on, this way. Eleanor's waiting upstairs.
Eleanor's here?
Yeah. I mean, this party's for you, of course.
Party?
Yeah. Yeah, we've got a surprise. Come on. And you feel compelled as you are led by Hanson up the stairs. There's music playing in the background. The house looks, I mean, it smells like cinnamon and apple. It is warm. The windows at the other side are open with like a pleasant spring breeze rolling in. You go up the stairs. Again, you can see Hanson's ex-wife perched in her little nook with her cigarette, just, of course, glaring at you. It's just
Yeah, she's here.
I mean, she always is, but it's fine. You know, she'll have a couple of drinks and it'll be fine. As he continues up the spiral stairway, going up to the 3rd floor with you.
This doesn't make sense. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No.
What doesn't
Party.
make sense? Yeah, and as you continue to make up, what doesn't make sense? I
wasn't expecting a party.
For your birthday? Why do you think I invited you out here?
My birthday. Yeah. No. Yeah.
I mean, it's only every year that I do that. I mean, come on. And you're going up, and Elenora is at the top of the stairs, arms open out, like excited.
And Tyson will kind of like hesitate for a moment, but then like go to hug Elenora.
Big warm hug as she takes your hand and just smiles, and not like smiles at you, says nothing, and begins to lead you further down the hallway.
Tyson just kind of flows with it, just kind of like less hesitation in the steps, more flowing into it. Yeah, it's a birthday. It's having a party.
Okay, and at this point, you're not feeling compelled anymore. You're not feeling forced. This feels comfortable, feels nice, but you're not feeling compelled anymore.
Tyson
You
just
continue.
holds Eleanor's hand and just keeps going.
You find a small red door at the end of the hallway. Elenora looks over and smiles at you. You ready?
Yeah.
Opens the door. Hanson is already on the other side. This way. And is walking up the stairs. His familiar long pointed coattails, the eccentric man that he is, leading the way, swaying. It's a narrow stairwell up.
Why is
And
it Hanson up here?
Hanson turns. She's been waiting a long time. She's up here.
Who's waiting?
And you continue to make your way up the stairs. The door behind you closes.
Where are we going?
Elenora is no longer with you. Hanson is in front of you. Up here. She's up here.
Who's up there?
Who do you think is up here for you?
I don't know. Parties are normally in the red room downstairs, right?
Ty, is that you? You hear your mother.
Mom?
Hanson smiles warmly and holds his hand out. Up here, come on.
Kind of, and Ty doesn't take the hand, but does kind of follow. I mean, her ex-wife doesn't like my mom. Why is she here?
Because I like her. And he turns around and continues into the room.
Like, back to the hesitantly, but kind of continues following.
Okay, you step into the room. The door closes behind you. You are in a dilapidated, hexagonal room. There are windows broken out. Curtains are blowing in the wind. It is storming and raining outside. On the floor, you see engravings, geometric in nature. You see black metal stools placed strategically around the room. There are 2 bowls and a mortar and pestle at the room, like at the center. There's residue, it looks like, maybe in them of some kind. There's a crash of thunder and lightning. There are dark spots across the floor.
Like to reach for the door.
You reach for the door.
Can I try to check? I just want to check if it's like
the doorknob
locked.
Does not even turn.
Hello? Mom?
Crash of thunder and lightning. Nothing.
Hanson?
Nothing.
Elenora?
Nothing.
I'm gonna take a few steps in a little more.
Floor creaks as you step into the room.
Is anyone here?
Nothing.
I'm gonna check towards the mortar and pestle stuff and just kind of see what's in there.
Okay. Go ahead and roll investigate, and then we'll see.
Ooh.
I will allow that or observe a situation.
Ooh. Minus stuff. That is a 17.
A 17. Okay. Which one did you choose?
I chose investigate.
Investigate. Okay. You get 2 questions.
Is there anything weird about what I'm investigating? Like, I guess with this mortar and pestle, like, obviously everything's weird, right? But like, kind of determine like what makes this like, what? Oh,
Yes.
I'm sticking my
There
finger
is
in
some.
there.
You stick your finger in there, and it feels scabby. It feels grody. It's disgusting. Whatever you run your finger through and you come out, and there are flakes of this dark red brown.
Yep, I'll just wipe that on my pants real quick.
Okay.
And then my second is what does my gut feel about what I'm investigating in this room in general? Like
gut
from
feeling.
Yeah, my gut feeling. My gut sucks because
Your gut feeling is something really bad happened in here. It feels heavy. It's that feeling when you walk. If you've ever gone to like haunted houses or Alcatraz, stuff like that, you go into rooms and it feels heavy. It feels
with
like
that
something
feeling, as I kind of like focus around the room, do I feel that this room is not what it appears to be?
You can roll see through the illusion.
If so, I'd like to use my enhanced awareness to do so.
Enhanced awareness. Go ahead and use enhanced awareness. That will be what you use for this scene.
No, we're just gonna do regular see through the illusion. Yeah, we're just gonna. That's 9, 12 plus souls 15.
15. Okay. You attempt and you stare. There is a crash of thunder and lightning, wailing in the distance. Nothing changes.
I'm gonna peer out the window.
You look out the window. You can see a lantern making its way around the backside of the house.
Fight the instincts. Hello? Is anyone out there?
Elenora, there is a crash of thunder and lightning, but you vaguely hear outside somewhere. You hear, hello? Is somebody out there? Just barely. It sounds like it's coming from around the side of the house.
Alrighty. Can I tell who the voice is or anything like that, or just?
You think it might be Tyson? It's really
Okay.
distorted because of everything, but you've spent a lot of time talking to Tyson.
Okay. I'm just gonna like yell up to him and hope he can hear me. I'm just like, Tyson, I don't know where you are, but stay where you are. I'm gonna come and find you. Just don't do anything. I don't want you to get hurt.
Tyson, you can hear it. It's a little broken here and there. You get the gist.
Upstairs, top floor. I don't remember where here is, but the top.
I'm just gonna be like, okay, I'm coming in. I'm gonna find you. Just stay there. I'm just gonna make my way into the house.
Okay.
Tyson is going to grab a chair and try to hit the door.
You take the stool and try to hit the door. You go to pick up the stool and it is insanely heavy. Jack, you sit up after having been touched on the forehead back in Gingham's home.
I'm going to pull a cigarette.
He is sitting there with a pipe. And you can see Elenora is nowhere to be found.
Okay, one question real fast. Have I had some similar type nightmare before?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure it wasn't the first time. Where's the girl?
Idiot went back to the house. After that freaking moron kid.
Have you ever had an encounter with a I'm gonna say it's gonna sound weird, but a man with a very large grin.
A few of them, Hanson being one of them.
Nah, this is the type you'd see in Nightmare.
And he gets this look on his face and then looks away from you. Nope.
Are you lying?
Yeah, he's lying.
Dope. I thought so.
You can hear yelling outside, like kind of in the distance. You can't tell what is being said, but you can hear yelling now outside.
This thing has pissed me off. I'm gonna end it now. You could come with to help, or you could stay here, and if we die, it'll come for you, and then you'll die.
I'm safe in here, thanks, though.
Okay. And I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna kick the salt on my way out.
Okay.
And I'm pissed, so I'm just like walking straight. Like,
As
yes.
you are walking out the house, down the hill, the door open, you suddenly, the door flies over your head. And you hear like the typical Wilhelm scream. And the light in the house behind you goes off.
Oh no.
And now you hear footsteps running behind you. Elenora and Tyson, you also both hear this. Elenora, as you look up, coming back to the door of the house, you look up and see Jack running.
Taryn couldn't let me be a badass for 3 seconds. Like,
well, you got a whole 3 seconds.
It's true. All right, sorry.
I mean, you can still look like a badass running.
No, no, I know what he at this point. I will pull my gun and turn around and just hold it dead straight. I don't know if what I would see if I see anything, but
you see nothing. No, you just hear footsteps and then they stop.
Love that.
Yeah, you now see it, Elenora. You see Jack. Kind of vaguely see the outline of Jack standing there staring behind him.
How close is Jack to me?
At this point, he's probably just almost to, probably like, he's maybe 10 feet from the edge of the house. So you're probably a good 40 feet from him. So you can't see him real well. You just know it's him because you can see the rain and the slight reflection of the light coming off of the brim of his hat.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna just go into the house and I'm like, Jack's just gonna catch up with me. It's gonna be fine. I don't know what's going on with Gingham, but I have a goal right now and I'm going for it. I'm gonna go find Tyson.
Okay. Go into the house. Jack, are you nothing? You see nothing?
He will. I'm gonna put my gun back, and he will say, "I'm gonna call your bluff," and then he's just gonna walk to the house.
So you walk to the house. You see Elenora frantically entering in. She is basically, I wouldn't say are you sprinting? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'd say I'm sprinting. Like, I'm trying to, like, get up there as fast as I can before anyone else is screaming.
Yeah, so you see Elenora sprinting inside, looking through the red room. Elenora, you make it to the foyer. Jack, are you following suit?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sprinting by any means, but I definitely was like, power walking. So I shouldn't be too terribly far behind her. So okay. I will get to there and sort of just follow her if I'm not, maybe not catch up with her, but I'll follow her.
Yeah, you can see where she's going.
Yeah.
Okay. Elenora, you make it to the foyer and you see the stairwell in front of you.
Is it the same stairwell that I had pushed Mimi down? Okay.
Yes. So as you approach, as you approach the stairwell out from under that particular side, A hand stretches. And another. As a head is bent backwards on a body is dragging itself towards you and just gurgling.
Ooh, I don't like that. I'm going to use bound, and I'm going to, if I succeed, I'm trying to disperse the magic targeting me.
Okay.
Yeah. Yay! Alright, it's a 16.
16. Okay, so you see this image of Mimi, decayed, gurgling, dragging herself, like the fingers are breaking as they hit.
Ooh.
And you can hear, and suddenly there's an uprising in the pit of your stomach and a heat in your pocket as suddenly this corpse in front of you just lets loose this screech and just disintegrates.
I'm gonna be like clutching my chest a little bit, just trying to like gather myself enough to like have the courage to go back up these stairs after what I've just seen, but I'm gonna just close my eyes and just go for it.
As you go to make it up the stairs, Jack kind of bumps into the back of you a little bit, and you are, yeah.
I'm ready to swing on Jack.
Oh God. Okay. Please swing on Jack.
Let's do it.
Oh my God.
My strength is terrible. That's a 7.
Okay, so this is, let me look. Okay. Yeah, this is engaging in combat. Yeah, you do not. You swing, and Jack, you like duck as Eleanor's hand like swipes over you.
Good jump.
Yeah. I'm just gonna jump back up. I'm so sorry, Jack. I saw something. I saw something.
Of course. I saw you sprint in here. What's going on? What's the rush? Do you know where Tyson is?
He ran back to the house screaming some kind of nonsense, and I don't know what's going on. I just know that we have to get up there, or I'm afraid it'll take him too. All I can say is there's some kind of darkness around him. I don't know how to describe it, but I saw something attached to him.
Believe you. Let's go.
We're making headway, Jack.
Jack, what is as you are walking to go up the stairs, you happen to look back at the dining room. There is a crash of thunder and lightning. And you and Elenora both, as this happens, you can see that you are in the dilapidated, broken version of this home. And as you do that, Jack...
This is the first time I've seen that.
Yes.
Okay, fuck. Cool.
Jack, this dilapidated version suddenly looks familiar to you, and you glance to the dining room. Your body is laying in the floor in the dining room with a flask in his hand.
Let's go.
Okay.
And you start your way up the stairs. You quickly make it up to the second floor. As you hit the second floor, there is a woman standing at the window with her hands pressed to it, crying. Elenora, this is the woman familiar to you from your vision.
Okay.
Jack, you do not recognize this woman.
I'm gonna look over to Jack and just whisper, I've seen this woman before in like a dream state I was in. I think maybe if we just try to not engage with them, we can make it up. We'll see what happens.
I'll go first. And I'm going to just walk like she's not there.
Okay. Yeah, she ignores you. She continues crying.
Is she looking out a window?
Yeah, she's looking out the window. Do you look out the window?
I do want to see what's out the window. Yeah, I'm not going to talk to her. but I'm gonna look as I'm walking by. I'm gonna look out the window to see what she's looking at.
You look out the window. There is a crash of thunder and lightning. And in the trees, these tall trees that line the back side of the home, all throughout what is the graveyard to the Borland Manor. Long branches? No. There's something swaying from the trees. With that crash of thunder and lightning, you see bodies. Dozens hanging from the trees. And as this woman is crying, you catch the side of her face, and one of the trees closest to the home, you see her hanging from that tree, lifeless.
Eyes forward. And I'll just keep walking.
Okay. You both continue. The stairwell does continue to spiral up. Do you continue?
Yes.
Okay. So you continue up. And you make it to the 3rd floor, where there is a long stretch of hallway, rooms, big window pane that is the giant archway up, cracks, wind and rain are coming through. You hear a loud thud come from down the hallway, from seemingly behind this door at the end of the hall. Tyson. After seeing Elenora, you're watching as it seems like she goes inside, and then you see who you assume to be Jack running into the back of the home.
Wait, I see them.
Go into the back of the home.
Okay.
Yes. So you do, after having yelled at Elenora, you do see her respond and go inside the home.
So, and then this chair was too heavy.
Yes.
Try to tackle the door.
Okay, then in this situation, let's see, what do we want you to, okay, let me ask you, what would you like to roll to try to do this?
It doesn't matter. I have a -2 to violence. We're just rolling. I'm fighting a door and it's going to win. But let's try it anyway.
Okay.
Rex, I think, no, I'm not acting under pressure.
I mean, it's essentially a violence roll, so...
Yeah, no, this is violence. That's it's a 1.
Tyson. Oh no, Tyson, no.
It's a strong ass door.
Yeah.
This door got hands.
You are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll Endure Injury for me.
Oh no.
Sure. Why not? That's 42. It's a 6.
A 6. Okay. You slam into that door.
Yeah.
Really friggin' hard, and you hear as your shoulder dislocates.
It does that sometimes.
Yeah. So you do receive a wound.
No big deal.
And
Yeah.
you bounce back, and as you hit the ground, it's sunny outside. It looks like the sun is actually going down. It's a beautiful sunset. Mimi is drawing the curtains. Around you, there are people frantically moving around the room. There is a young woman, appears to be in her teens maybe. Brown skin, hair pulled back. She seems to be kind of panting and in a panic. A young, slender man, pretty handsome, sits at her side, is holding her hand as she appears to be pregnant and in labor. You see an older gentleman wearing a solid black suit, ashy gray skin, removes his bowler hat and sets it on a shelf in the room. and takes this young woman's hand and leads her to the center. You can see that the young gentleman with her seems confused and concerned. But another older gentleman grabs this young man by his shoulder and sits him back in one of the stools. And all of these people take a seat around you and the woman sitting next to you at the center. Candles are lit as she is crying in pain. She's bleeding as she's going into labor. There is a crash of thunder and lightning, and you are laying on the dilapidated wooden floor as you can hear footsteps from down the hallway. Jack and Elenora, you hear this thud against that door. What do you do?
Well, I'm gonna assume that's the one Tyson is behind, so I'm gonna start making my way past all the rooms and everything to get to the store.
Running.
And
Jack?
I'm gonna yell out, Tyson. See if I get a response.
Tyson, you hear this on the other side of the door as those
Hey.
footsteps.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm gonna pick up the pace towards that door.
You make it to a red door with a black doorknob. Again, the similar filigree, cryptic markings all over the door.
Try to open it.
It opens. Tyson is laying on the ground.
I'm gonna go over to Tyson and just be like, "Are you okay? What happened? You yelled some crazy stuff and just ran to the house."
Yeah, no big deal. Just couldn't control myself. Had visions. Met Hanson. Hanson's dead, but I met Hanson. Yeah, and you were. Yeah, and then a lady was giving birth in this room. Oh, and I'm pretty sure I dislocated my shoulder.
It is hanging limply. It is not a little dislocated. It's a lot.
And Tyson's like, yeah, no, it's just a little bit. Just
Flopping.
It's not a flesh wound.
Does the room look as previously described?
Yep,
Chairs
dilapidated. All of that stuff is there. It is just very dilapidated. The house looks, I mean, you can now see the roof of this house, and there are holes in the roof. I mean, everything, the grounds look ill-kept. It looks overgrown. The fountain is pouring nothing. If you look down, actually, Jack, as you are looking around, the angel is looking up to where you guys are, and her hands are removed from her face.
Tyson's gonna go through my bag and take whatever clothing that might have been in there and use that to kind of like semi-sling my arm so it's not dangling to my side for the time being.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you ever play any sports? Come here, and I'm gonna try to help him set it.
Smart.
I mean, no, never did. I did track and field.
No, I said sports. Here, take the clothes and just bite down on them. Don't worry about a sling for right now.
What does biting have to do with my arm?
Just trust me.
Okay.
And as he does that, I'm gonna try to set it in place.
Okay. Okay. Let's just make this a helping or hindering. So just roll with whatever attribute you feel. Because I don't. Yeah.
Is it violence? No, I'm kidding.
Whatever you feel like Jack is using in this moment.
Okay.
I will allow you to.
He's gonna run perception just to see if he can perceive how to do that sort of thing.
Okay.
I don't like that.
What?
Nothing. I'm just making sure that's the right choice.
There's no such thing as the right choice when we're at this table.
All right, cool. Oh, that's good. That's good. That is 19.
19. Okay, yeah, you're looking, and I mean, you remember you've had this happen. Your dad just straight up popped your arm back into place. It's still kind of wonky, but that didn't become a problem until you were like in your 30s.
Yeah. Here we go.
Yep.
I'd like to roll for haunted. I'm definitely weakened.
Le-
You let me know if it applies, because
Nope.
whenever I'm distracted or
Not this.
weakened.
Not this one particularly.
Whew!
Yeah, no, that pops into place. Tyson, you
Ooh.
scream. And as your scream echoes throughout the house. And it echoes back as a woman is standing in the doorway, jaw to the floor, screaming at all of you. And the door slams. And that's where we're going to take a quick break.
God.
Fantastic.
Go stretch your legs, take a bio break, and we will be back in about 5-10 minutes. Let these guys decompress as we will pick up with the Widow's Walk.
Oh boy. Love it.
Mhm.
Spook.
And we're back.
And we are back.
Mhm.
So we're gonna dive right back in. So you were in the hexagonal room. Tyson, you screamed in pain as your shoulder was shoved back into socket. And the scream echoed back as you all looked to the doorway, and a woman, seemingly the woman that had been crying down the hallway, was standing in the doorway, jaw to the floor, screaming at all of you as the red door closed, sealing you all inside. Yes, Tyson.
Just confirming, do I recognize this woman in anything I've encountered?
She looks vaguely familiar. There's a painting of her on the 3rd floor.
Okay, so nothing direct.
Nope.
Okay.
The door slams shut. It's still raining outside. The room looks nicer, better kept. There are no holes in the windows. Wallpaper is back. The floor looks oiled.
Does she stop screaming, or is it just perpetual?
It's silent. It's dead silent
Okay.
now. Like I said,
And
apart from the sound of like just heavy rain outside, the room no longer looks dilapidated.
is it restored to the way it was when I saw the woman giving birth? Like
No.
the room itself.
Not that far. It's
Okay, it's cleaner, but not.
It looks
restored.
more like it would have looked. Like it's dusty in here.
Got it.
But it looks like it would have looked when you first arrived.
Got it. Is that mortar still on the floor?
Yeah, it's all still there.
It still looks crusty and flaky.
Yes.
Instinct, go against it. Tyson's angry. Tyson's gonna throw that thing at the window.
Okay. You throw it. The window breaks. There's a crash of thunder and lightning. And the bowl comes back through the window, it lands on the floor, and the window repairs itself.
Did you see that?
I did indeed. What happened in this room while we weren't in here?
What the? Okay. When I got in here, I was told it was my birthday. Definitely not my birthday.
Uh-huh.
But the room changed, and this woman was going into labor.
Like a birthday?
Like a birthday. And people were sitting in the chairs, and it's like a man was sitting down, younger man, and there was another guy with weird skin.
I'm gonna go over and investigate the mortar and pestle and like everything around it, see if like with my cult background, if anything looks familiar to me.
For it.
Okay. Alrighty, we got a 10.
10?
Yeah.
Okay. You get me a question.
Okay. Do I know if this is used in any particular ceremony?
You know of several ceremonies that would use various materials. I mean, looking at it, you're not dumb. This is blood.
Mm-hmm.
But there are little chunky bits of viscera or something.
Yeah.
You would need to because this could be several things, you would need to find some kind of notes or something to identify specifically. You do notice that there are etchings on the ground around it. But as you're looking, it's the same thing. Geometric shapes. It's like, yeah, this is definitely occult in nature.
Yeah.
But specific ritual, it's kind of hard to nail that down.
Okay. I'm gonna go over to Tyson and I'm gonna be like, Tyson, can I borrow that journal you had earlier?
My journal, or?
Yeah, the one that you had handed to me earlier that you were convinced didn't have any writing in it.
Reach in the bag. My travel journal, which is basically useless.
Do you open it?
Yeah, I'm gonna open it.
There are words everywhere.
Are these my words? That's the key.
No. They're written diagonally, sideways, in circles. Some of them are different languages. There are geometric shapes.
It's not what I wrote.
Yeah, okay.
Hands the
does
book over.
Look, definitely does not seem like you're writing.
No, this is different than it was earlier, and you do see this as well.
It did not say this earlier. Earlier was just, your typical ramblings about adventures and places and such, but
So you see what I see in the book.
yeah.
Right now you can see that, but not my adventures. Weird scramblings.
Can we make any
my
sense of
camera.
like
Does my camera look? What does my camera look like?
Old, dated, heavy.
Okay, never mind.
Elenora?
can we make any sense of the words that are like scribbled onto the pages or anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang on. Just a second. Let me pull something up really quickly. You begin to pore over it a bit, and there are random ramblings, and some of it is in strange languages, and
Uh-huh.
it says something in this one specifically. It says the keeper has paid the toll. The judge has arrived. And it says that over and over and over and over in a couple of languages that you even recognize.
Okay. Well, I don't know how close you looked at it, Tyson, but it says something about the keeper and a judge has arrived. Do any of those things make any sense to you?
I mean, I got in trouble with the law a few times, but I never actually had trials.
Jack, you know that's a lie. He's had at least 3 trials.
We're gonna let that one lie. Have I ever ran into anything in my recent investigations that would indicate this sort of stuff?
When Elenora says the keeper, you get a twinge, like in the back of your eye. That sounds familiar. Damn it. Do you have your notes on you?
Yeah, well, not my full, obviously, because
Yeah.
that looks like a thing. But yeah, I have a little like flip book thing that has like
Yeah.
the synopsis of everything I've been studying.
You are reminded of that case. One of the associated cases that you suspected. And engraved on one of the victims, over and over and over, all over their body, carved into their flesh, was the word keeper.
I'll relay that information to the two of them.
So we aren't the only ones, is what I am understanding. This has happened before?
Hanson's always dealing with weird people.
But
Up until this point, though, we've been very much on the defensive and reacting to things that have happened to us. I don't know if there are answers here, but you two would most likely know where to start to try to find those answers if they are here. So where do we go?
I think what we should do is I will write down all the runes on the floor, And then, as much as I hate it, I think going back to Hanson's office and library might be our best bet.
I agree.
His will.
Do you know where that would be kept?
I wouldn't. But if we know where that's stored, I feel like that would be where he would store some of the more valuable documents and stuff.
There is a room that something took me to earlier. It had a lot of very strange objects and like very high-end kind of occult memorabilia, all kinds of things. It could be in there.
We got Jack's right. This place has just been literally on our ass, and we gotta find whatever we're looking for fast.
Yep.
But someone else needs to open the door.
It's a pool. Jack will try to go up to it.
You pull it and it opens.
Head down. Tyson kind of like starts to head towards the door. Can I have my journal?
I'm gonna finish like writing all of the runes down and everything on it and hand it back.
As you look out and down this little stairway into the hallway, it is the house that you arrived to. Just dusty, cobwebs, looks undisturbed. One of the rooms, however, you notice that the dust is moved and disturbed in an archway as if the door had been opened. It is the third door down on the third floor in this hallway.
So
and no, y'all have not been up here.
Okay, that's what it is. Okay.
In fact, earlier Mimi had specifically said that nobody had been to the third floor.
We need to go to where we want to go. We trust every opportunity this house gives us is what it wants.
Agreed. So, do we hit the office or do we hit the room?
We can try the room first. It's, I think, closer to us.
If we go to the room, it's better. The office is on the ground floor anyway, and that office also gives me bad memories.
As does most of this house at this point, but...
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start leading them towards the closet where the maid had taken me earlier in the day.
You begin to make your way down the hallway. The floor creaks a little bit. You can hear stirring behind that door where the dust is disturbed. As you continue your way down, you make your way back to the window. Normal, dusty window, no hole, no crying woman. And you continue to make your way down to the second floor. As you reach the second floor, you can hear clamoring of glassware. You can hear music playing on a record. You can hear people talking, as though nothing has changed. As you come down, you can see down into the foyer, and you can see Viv running quickly with a tray of hors d'oeuvres. You see shortly there afterward a familiar butler following close in tow, correcting the arranging of the hors d'oeuvres. And you make your way down the hallway on that second floor to a familiar door, closet.
Do we see Mimi at all?
No, you don't see Mimi currently.
Based on the timeline, it was the viewing, and then after the viewing was supposed to be...
Was that the reading?
After the viewing was supposed to be sleepy time.
God, have we even made it there yet?
Well, as you are coming down and looking out the window now, it is still raining, but the clouds are somewhat broken, so it's not pouring. It is, but the sun is coming up, and yet it's as though nobody ever slept. Nothing has changed. It's kind of like it picked up where you left off when you went to the office.
Hmm.
But the sun is coming up, so in theory, it should be the funeral soon.
I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark. Based on the way they're arranging the hors d'oeuvres so far, is that the exact style of the arrangement that it was when we came back for the viewing?
Yes.
Like-
It looks it in many ways it feels like you're picking up where you left off. Conveniently.
Yep, we're going to this closet.
Okay. You go to the closet, you open it, and you can see where that back panel is still slightly disturbed. It wasn't shut fully.
Okay. I'm gonna go in and push it in and make my way into this small room. Do we still have a lantern with us or anything?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll use that then.
Okay. So you make your way into this small room lined with shelves. These were unprotected, not as the office room was set up. Boxes, scrolls, everything seems bound. So everything in here is bound or locked.
I'm gonna look over to Jack and be like, well, you have anything that could possibly break us into these?
Could give it a shot. What do I need to do to try that?
I mean, I would say in this situation, it depends on which one you're trying to open. What specific kind of package are you looking for? There are everything from small coffers to like leather wrapped and bound scrolls to vases and jars and
let me do an investigation check to see if I could kind of determine what I think would be most likely or at least appear to be most like what I'm looking for.
Okay.
All right, so that would be something. Where's that? Reason. 11, 14.
14, you get a...
Okay, so do I see anything that resembles what I believe would hold a will, I guess?
There are several containers that seem to hold a paper of some kind. As you're looking, there is one, it's a small leather satchel, circles on both sides, leather, and then it is bound and locked. This does seem newer. There is another one that is, it looks to be just a roll of leather, and then tied with a red rope, tightly, it appears, with some kind of pendant hanging from it, that has the symbol of kind of an eye on the front of it. As you look through the side, you can see there are rolls of paper in it. There is another newer looking chest that is black, that has red leather bands wrapped around and has a keyhole to where it is locked as well. These ones seem less aged than everything else.
And Hanson's technically has been dead for
like a week.
So if I remember based on the timeline, that means the will, based on what I was told when it was changed, was at least almost a week prior to his death at most.
Yes.
So then based on that, whatever we're looking for is going to be new. Like, the will had been changed maybe 2 weeks ago at this point.
So it'll be 3 of those in front of me.
Well, they're like scattered throughout, but those are the newest.
That's right. Well, I mean, I'll grab them and then we'll centrally locate them and say, I think these are the newest ones that I can find.
So there's one's not locked. The 2 scrolls aren't locked. They're just bound with different stuff, right? It's the chest that's locked.
The little leather satchel has a lock on it, like a small padlock. The chest has a keyhole, and then the other one is tied.
Tyson's just going to check the one that's tied.
You open it?
Yeah, I do.
And we die.
So you open this and unfurl it, and there is a bunch of ancient Egyptian-esque looking writing on these scrolls.
Nope.
There's a bunch of geometric shapes on it that look familiar to you from upstairs? Okay.
While
Tyson he immediately does that and throws it to the side. Nope.
Okay.
While
Egyptian
he's-
geometric.
While he's doing that, I have a sudden urge to just look around to see in this room if there are any moths.
As you are looking around, you hear fluttering. And it feels like it whizzes by your ear, and as you look over, there is nothing, but you feel an itching in your left ear.
Cool.
You hear a scratching in your left ear.
Go to scratch it.
As you go to scratch it, there is something fuzzy at the end of your finger as a moth crawls out. And Tyson, you look over and you see this. As it comes out and it opens its wings, it is a very large moth. And it flutters in front of your face, Jack, and out the door.
You need to clean your ears.
It's a thing.
Hey. We need to open these.
Yep. Okay. Focus. I'm gonna try the box.
Elenora, do me a quick favor before this happens.
Okay,
Can you just roll 2d10 for me?
I can.
Roll high. No, roll low. No, roll high.
I did
roll
not
high.
roll good at all. That's a 5.
Yay.
Okay.
Or boo.
Okay. Noted. Jack,
I'm gonna ask Eleanor. Do you have hairpins? Can I borrow a couple hairpins?
Yeah, I'll hand him some.
you go to hand him this hairpin and you jam it into his arm. Please roll for aggression.
Okay.
Oh, that's just.
Okay. The one time that she's got a little more, but with her disadvantage, it's still like a 10.
A 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, you Jack, you see this coming, and like as she goes to hand you this, you suddenly see her eyes glaze over black, and you catch her hand just as it scratches your arm. And Eleanor, you're shaking your head, and your hand is being held by Jack.
I'm sorry, Jack. I don't know what happened. Everything went black and... Are you bleeding? Are you okay?
It's okay. It's weird here. And I'm just going to slowly pull the hairpins out and like not breaking eye contact with her, like look down to try to undo the box, to try to pick the box. I have no idea what that would be.
I would say just go ahead and roll 2d10 for me.
Okay. All right.
We'll just. I would say. I mean, you're probably decent enough with it.
Yeah, it's a 19.
Yeah, you're fine. You've watched enough people do this and have had to break into your fair share of homes and things since your departure. Yeah. So you managed to. Which one are you opening first?
Or the box with the lock.
Specifically the box. Okay.
Yeah.
You open the box. There is a small black glass orb. And under it is a folded piece of paper wrapped in a red ribbon and sealed with a wax seal.
I just instinctively look to Eleonora when I see like what I assume is a crystal ball.
It is not a crystal ball. This is black glass.
Oh no, he's an idiot. He thinks it's a crystal
Well, no,
ball.
this is what I'm telling. I'm telling Eleonora.
Oh, okay.
You know this. Those that are especially superstitious will put black glass objects to trap entities or spirits and protect you.
I'm gonna go over and kind of like pick the ball up out of the chest and just kind of like hold it over
You
my
throw it
hand.
to the ground and break it.
Oh no, we're doing great. We're doing great. I love it. We're doing so good.
Your
Tyson's
lantern, your lantern goes out.
Tyson's gonna reach over and like take Eleanor's hands. We're gonna have you not touch things for a little while. Just
Is it a bat?
That's
Was
a
it?
great idea, but I think maybe something just was released.
oh, okay. Um, Tyson's gonna go try to grab the parchment with the wax seal.
I'm gonna try to find the lantern based off memory. I don't even know where it was. I don't know where we put it. I'm sure we put it on a shelf or something.
Yes. He,
So
I,
you do keep the paper?
I grab the paper. I mean, obviously, it's probably too dark to really see, so I'm gonna go to where I remember, feel that parchment, that specifically know the wax seal, and grab that, and
Okay.
then be like, we should probably make our way out of here.
Do you grab the leather satchel as well, or do you leave
That would
one?
be a great plan.
I'm taking the satchel with me too. I'm throwing the satchel. I'm assuming like it's a smaller satchel, right?
It's like this big. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw that in my bag.
Okay.
Can I find the lantern?
Yeah, you have one of you is holding the lantern. I'm assuming Jack is probably holding the lantern at this point.
Looking, yeah.
Do you light it back?
Yep.
As you light it back in the closet, next to you there is a face, a pale, gray, childlike face, whitewashed eyes, no mouth. And as you turn the light on and as you look over, it looks at you and disappears.
Did the rest of us see this?
Nope, just Jack. Please roll. Keep it together for me, Jack.
Okay. Oh, dope. I got 2 10s. 22.
You are like, I mean, same shit, different day. You're like, yeah, you see this, and I mean, you're just like, of course. At this point, you're so mad that you're just like, fucking, of course I did. And you just walk out.
Let's go.
Okay, so you're back in the hallway. You can hear the clamoring. You see Mimi coming up the stairs holding a stack of folded blankets.
Mimi?
Tyson? Did you guys get your fill of breakfast already? We're getting ready to head out to the cemetery. You'll want to be out there, you know. And she walks past you and goes to the beds.
How was the viewing?
Pretty uneventful, really. I mean, I was looking at a dead body, so...
Yes, we are.
Eleanor is just gonna reach out and like grab Tyson's hand because she cannot deal with this right now. This is too much.
Tyson's gonna like slowly make the way towards like the stairs and then like stop for a second, look at Elenora, and then like
Elenora,
Uh-huh.
as you reach the head of the stairs.
Oh no. Oh no. Why did we decide to go upstairs? This is a terrible plan.
You continue to make your way down.
that was worse.
I'm gonna tip my hat and just continue on.
Make your way downstairs. There's some of the guests finishing up breakfast, cleaning up. You can tell, you can see the front doors are now open. Even like the rain is patchy, it would appear. You do see the casket being loaded into the back of a cart, and Gingham is at the head of that cart.
Gingham.
Mm.
We were with you last night, this morning, right?
Yeah, we had a nightcap, and you know, y'all left or whatever.
And the salt.
Is your door still attached to your house?
That door, and he points up in his house, looks fine.
Yeah.
You had the salt to protect you, right?
Salt didn't do nothing. What are you talking about? I don't understand.
What did we talk about when we were there?
You talked about how the house creeped you out, and I told you it creeps me out too, so I don't really spend much time here.
Okay.
Shouldn't y'all have, I don't know, more stuff on your plate, like, you know, this dead guy?
Yeah, I feel like we're looking at him.
I mean, you are. He's right there.
We
Yeah.
heard a scream last night after we left you. What happened?
I thought that was you.
No. Maybe it's my mistake. Sorry to bother you, Gingham.
Maybe it was
Thanks.
why. Yeah, right?
Hey, what time's the will reading?
Supposed to be right after the funeral.
Okay. Wait. Yeah, we'll meet you there.
You can tell that you can see off in the distance Scarlet and her son are already making their way out to the plot.
So it's not like a lot of people, most people have left the house, right?
Most of them.
I want to see what's on this parchment, but I want to make sure there's no one around.
Let's just go around the porch.
So I was going to kind of make that way towards around the porch area, keeping a hold of Elenora.
Gingham kind of whips the reins and begins to move his like bovine kind of ox forward, and Elenora, you shove Tyson in front of the cart. So please roll for violence.
I'm having a bad day. Oh, God. I'm so sorry, Tyson, but that's a 14.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. Hang on.
Please, God, tell me that was real.
It wasn't
Right?
real. I will be right back.
All right, mute it real quick. Yeah.
That scared me for a solid second.
That is
I was
okay.
like,
That's really funny.
that scared me.
Yes. Let's go ahead. We will. We're gonna go ahead and take a quick break while she gathers herself and her things, and we will be right back. Life totally happens sometimes.
Fair.
Okay, and we're back real quick. Okay, so you rolled a 14.
Yes.
So Tyson,
yeah.
you are shoved. Do you hold on to Eleanor's hand as you begin to fall? Would Tyson stay gripped tight?
Wow.
He would. So Tyson goes.
I feel like, yeah, he would.
So
The
Tyson,
shock, yeah, he wouldn't let go.
Yeah, you are suddenly shoved with one hand, but you keep a grip, and Tyson and Elenora fall in front of the ox.
Oh,
Now
boy.
I need both of you to roll endure injury.
Okay. It's a 7.
Okay, no, my power won't work here. I'm not going to use it.
Would I have
Endure
enough time to
energy.
react to that?
You know what? Roll like a reflexes to see if you can. Yeah.
16.
16.
Because it's not furniture.
Okay.
13.
So 13. We will say. Eleanor, what was your roll?
It was a 7.
Yeah, you do manage to catch her just slightly, but it's just not enough. Tyson, you are kicked by the ox, but you manage to kind of like, you wince at the pain, but ride it out as you quickly pull yourself up and out of it. Elenora, it takes a step right down on your left leg. If you've ever been
Ooh.
stepped on by an animal, it
Ooh.
flippin' hurts. You do take a serious wound
Ooh.
as your leg is on fire, but Jack does come in and pulls you out, both of you
Ah.
out, as you are now sitting there.
Is my leg broken or is it just
It is you're not certain at this very moment, but there is a massive red purple just circular spot. It is on fire. It is throbbing. It is all you can do to not scream.
Okay, I'm gonna just like roll my skirt up and just try to inspect like what's going on. Gonna feel of it, see if it's broken.
It's
Of
real
course
broke.
of
And
course
it
it is.
and as you're staring at it, the bruise is spreading. If you don't do something about this, there's something seriously broken. It is one would say critical.
Okay. I'm just gonna look over to Tyson and Jack and be like, I'm sorry, Tyson, I don't know, but I just know something. You have to get me somewhere.
Yeah, let's
This
fix
is-
you and then ask you questions.
I'm pretty sure it's broken.
Gingham continues on.
Well, fuck.
Dick.
Seemingly does not even see you there. Just almost as if you are invisible. Mimi comes rushing out of the house. Oh my god, what did you
Important question.
Yes.
Is it the thigh or more like the shin that's broken?
It is above the knee, like maybe a few inches.
That's okay.
Yes, it is.
And Mimi comes out.
Yes, Mimi comes out and it immediately and is like, holding your hand. What do we need? Where's the doctor?
I'm trying to like push Mimi back because I'm like, I've already hurt you so many times, Mimi. Please.
Immediately,
leave me alone.
Assuming that Tyson's memories are still intact and many hiking things, what I do know is that the first thing you need to do is immediately try to splint, secure, and get leverage off. So Tyson's gonna go into like this weird like focus state to try and be like, Mimi, I need something to help splint this. So I need something stiff like boards to go through. I need something to help wrap tie these up. And also if there's a cane, I know that Hanson had something like that in his office somewhere. Give me something to use as a cane. And we'll immediately start like getting the leg properly elevated to get prepared to splint it.
Jack, are you assisting?
Yeah, I'll be going to find rocks to help elevate the leg, that sort of stuff. So whatever he needs me to do, I'll do it.
Okay. So you guys, it is raining a little bit, so you guys are doing this. Mimi is very confused, but is helping Jack find things. Eventually,
Tyson's gonna have it to Jack to specifically be like, alcohol. We need alcohol.
Okay. Oh shit. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna run inside to the where I know the bar is.
The bartender is standing there with her collection of bourbon. I need you to roll an addiction roll. I know, it's what you chose though.
That's fair.
I need alcohol for.
Yeah.
9 and 5 is what is that? 14. Do I add anything to that?
Nope.
You take a hold. Cool.
Don't you love that when you can say that?
So you come up and she's sitting there and she has several bottles. There's some clear liquors and her bourbon, of course. She hands you a glass of bourbon and you immediately take it and shoot it down. It is very strong. That was a double.
Now I need one for the road because I need to go help my friend.
Pours him another, hands it over.
I just drink it. I drink it.
Okay. And she hands you a bottle of clear liquor and just smiles.
Okay.
You need another?
Yeah, I'll take one more and then
Hands you a double.
And I drink it, but then I am gonna go.
Okay.
Jack, 10 out of 10 best friends.
So Jack comes out of the house. Do me a favor. Go ahead and roll a. Keep it together for me, Jack.
Jeez, I can't add 14 altogether.
Okay. So yeah. So you're pretty heavily buzzed. You are gonna have a -1 to anything to kind of focus in and use your hands right now. Your motor skills are a little rant. So Jack comes out, he kind of sways a little bit. Even in the 2 minutes he was gone, but he is swaying a little bit, but he does have a bottle of clear liquor with him.
And I'll take the bottle, and hopefully Mimi is getting the rest of the stuff I need.
Yes, Mimi comes out. She's got rolls of linen. She has two, like, it looks like she broke a chair. There's just 2 chair legs that she is bringing out.
And please make sure you find the doctor too. And is going to hand the bottle over to Eleanor. Like, this is less for the wound and more for you, because this will help deal with it.
Great.
And going to temporarily start prepping the splint while hopefully Mimi goes to go find the man that said he was a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Does she drink it?
Yeah.
You drink it? Okay.
I do.
Jack's like, if you don't want it.
If she set it down, I was gonna take it.
How often does Eleonora drink liquor?
Oh, not hardly ever.
Please roll, keep it together.
Okay. We've got 12.
A 12. It hits you fairly hard. You were also slightly buzzed, and your motor skills are not great at the moment.
Okay.
Mimi does come frantically running out of the house with the doctor in tow, and he does come up quickly. What the?
Beast trap will just now do something.
Okay. It looks like you've got Hey, you know what? Maybe you need some of this. Take a breath.
Tyson will look at the doctor, and there will be almost a rage in his eyes, and I want to emphasize a very particular sense of rage.
Hang on.
Now.
You got it? And he begins to, like, he looks at it, he lifts it, and, like, applies pressure. It hurts like a son of a... It hurts. And he's
assuming...
like... It's shattered.
Yeah, I'm assuming at this point Eleanor is just kind of like crying and hysterical and thinks like she's going to hurt anyone if they come next to her, so she's trying to like push people away and isn't super in control of her mind or anything right now.
Hey, I need you to stop. And he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a syringe and a small bottle and fills the syringe. This is going to help you calm down, because we can't do anything with you. It'll help the pain. And he injects you in your
Before
thigh.
he does, Tyson is going to grab his wrist a little too hard. What is this?
It's a really light dose of morphine. Like, and
do I believe him?
Go ahead and let's read a person. I mean,
that is a 16.
16? You get to ask 2 questions.
Are you lying?
No, he's not lying.
And I think that's all I need to know. I don't really have any extra questions. As long as I know he's not lying. I guess, can I tell if he's sincerely trying to help her in a way that will...
He is trying to help her.
Okay, I don't trust nobody.
Yeah, I understand that.
Do I see a... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Whenever he's like injecting me or anything, does that trigger any of my repressed memories or anything, or?
It will.
Oh boy, love that for me.
Jack, yes?
I was just curious. Did he pull it out of a doctor's bag? And is that doctor's bag located on the ground?
It's like by him. You notice that it's like a little to-go one. Like, it's not his full bag, but it seems like he pulls out. And as he injects you, Eleonora, you feel that sting in your leg, and everything kind of turns hazy,
Mm-hmm.
And kind of your lights just go out. I need you to go ahead because, again, like you said, this is a familiar pain. So please roll for your repressed memories.
Okay. We've got a solid 11.
A solid 11. In this moment, everything goes dark and you can hear electrical buzzing. And you can hear thudding on a metal table next to you, and your eyes open and it's blurry. And you can see that tall man with the shaggy hair standing at the foot of the table facing away from you, and you can see him messing with something. And as you look to your left, there is a person on a metal table strapped down, and they're twitching around. But as your focus returns and you look, you see that their shoulder and their arm are two different colors. One is a very pale skin, the other very olive. You see stitches.
Mm-hmm.
You continue to focus in and you realize that half of this person's face is gone. You can see an exposed brain. And their tongue is hanging out from the side of their currently rattling jaw. They have no eyes. But this strange figure is rattling around on the table next to you, and you can feel cold sweat break across your entire body as you look back up, and this man turns towards you. Just a game, Ellie. Just a game. As he begins to lean in towards you with a scalpel and forceps. And you return to consciousness.
I am just like straight up screaming from what I just saw.
Yeah, you are trying, like, you're so groggy. She's screaming, but it's like, like she's not, it's like trying to scream, but it's like half-assed. Yeah, like, but
possible.
she is pretty much like, as far as like actual control, you find that's as you come to, that is the next piece of fear that you have, as you realize that you really can't control much of your body at this moment. You can't move that well. But as you return to consciousness in this time that Elenora is unconscious, he manages to splint the leg. It is wrapped very nicely. He cleans it. And again, we have to get her inside. We need to get her. What time is it? We've got to get her down the mountain, but we can't with this rain. If we don't get her down, she needs a doctor. She can have internal bleeding.
Well,
I don't have my tools here.
Well, that sounds like more problems. I need solutions.
I don't know what to tell you. Blame the old man for never installing a proper road. I don't know.
Did he have an infirmary up here of any kind?
I don't... Do people keep things like that here?
I mean, if there's no
There's
way
a lot
up,
of things
I
that
don't
are
know.
kept here.
It doesn't seem to be getting worse. I don't think it's internal bleeding, or we'd probably be seeing some other things right now. But don't let her get back on her feet right now. Take her inside, take her up to her room, and just keep an eye on her. She's not... Does she have medication?
What?
Is she okay?
Speak plainly.
I just... and Mimi kind of is looking at him like he's being incredibly rude. In this moment, you can tell he is implying that she is not all there.
And Tyson will just kind of like take Elenora and just like, using the still like adrenaline rage, like pick her up.
When, just sort of a minor retcon to see if I can do this. When she was awakening,
Yeah.
Jack would have gone around to where the bag is.
Yes.
And while she's on the ground, he's going to kneel down with his right arm so that that's the one that's visible. and put it on her good leg so it doesn't hurt her. And while he's doing that, though, as he's squatting down with his left leg, he's literally just going to go, or left arm, he's going to go straight down into the bag and just pull, hopefully, a vial. But he's going to fill for a vial and then come back up. He's going to pat her leg, say it'll be okay, and then he's going to stand up with a vial and pocket it.
Yeah, I mean, the doctor in this moment, the doctor is distracted. You can easily.
No idea what
Doctor.
I got something.
Watching the doctor.
And he just kind of backs away. I didn't mean any offense, but call it like I see it.
Everybody's a little on edge, Doc. I'd be careful.
Tyson's gonna take her because he knows where her room is supposed to be at to get her inside.
Jack, do you follow?
Yeah, I'll pause at Mimi and tell her to get some. Can we have a bowl of ice and some maybe some towels? Just
yeah, I can get that for you. I'll bring it up just a second. Yeah, and she just goes in like quickly. She's just like this little bundle of pudgy, happy woman. Just goes inside. She has a job and she's excited.
She's alive. That's great for her.
Yeah.
She can look left and right.
Yeah. I'm just in and out.
She is multi-directional.
He's like, oh snap. I mean, not literally, because that was the issue. Anyway.
Oh. Okay. So you guys go in. Tyson, you look over your shoulder as you're walking in, kind of to look back and glare at this doctor. And he pulls out a cell phone. And he's dialing something. And you can see him kind of pacing and talking on the phone.
How many digits did he dial?
You know what? You're gonna have to roll to see if you see that.
Oh,
Observe
damn.
a situation.
I have no perception. Oh, well, that's a 10.
You want to know if you see the number of digits he sees?
Yeah, because I think with my perception, I wouldn't be able to tell more than just how many digits he put to determine. My hope is to determine whether or not he's calling like an emergency number or maybe a phone.
There
number.
are several numbers. It is not dee. It's a second, and then he's on the phone.
Then yeah, it's a legit phone number. Okay. I'm gonna keep note of this doctor.
Yeah.
I'm actually keeping note of everyone. Just everyone is getting the same guy.
Smart. Okay, so you make your way back inside, up the stairs to the bedroom. Mimi meets you with a bowl of ice, some towels. You rest Elenora on the bed.
Pillow under the leg.
Elenora, you're still a bit hazy in this moment.
Okay. Am I like clear enough to like talk and everything though?
You're just kind of loopy. Like your filter's off.
Welcome to Truth Serum.
Yep. Jack, you do look at that vial.
I do.
It is morphine. It is not a low dose that the doctor had said. It is morphine, but it is pretty potent stuff. You know this as you look at it. This is very potent. This is not diluted in any way, shape, or form. And now, observing the situation and coming back, you know that that was not a little dose that he gave her.
It seems a bit more intense than a low dose, like he said.
He did not lie. It was morphine, and he was trying to help.
Yep, that's fair. And I'm assuming Jack like relays the depth of the fact that it's not. Tyson is like almost, you could see like searing rage is building inside of him. As he's just sitting near Elenora, pensive, like hands crossed over.
I'm trying to get like their attention and just be like, no, the funeral. You need to go.
First is my promise. You are going to get out of here safely. The funeral can wait. The reading is what matters, but you're first.
I'm just gonna kind of laugh at that a little bit. Just, I'm gonna die here. Just like super like nonchalant about it. Just very matter of factly.
I'm not losing anyone else. Not again. We will get out of here. I failed once.
Oh.
And then like Tyson will take the hand and just kind of hold it.
She's just
You
trying
can't
to like
fight me on
push
this.
him away.
And Tyson remains for a little while. And will actually, after a few moments, will pop the seal on the parchment.
Mm-hmm.
I want to read it. Hopefully it's the document.
Last will and testament. Dr. Hanson James Borland.
Oh, fuck.
Bingo.
Of course that's his middle name. Yeah. All right, so I'm scanning for the obvious detail that I want to know.
It is very long. It's going to take you a minute. So you have this in your reading.
Just looking for the part that was supposedly changed.
You're browsing. I mean, it's very formal language. A lot of it is like, here, so it's awful. You're having a very hard Go ahead and go ahead.
Legalese.
Yeah, it's not
Legalese.
fun. Casual enjoys this bullshit, but not Tyson.
Yeah, Casual's like, yeah, legalese. Tyson is like, oh my god, I swear.
Okay, so because this is a long document. How long are you gonna spend? I mean, just till you find it?
Yeah, I have nothing else to do. I said this is what my goal is.
So you're Tyson is sitting there reading. Jack and Elenora, what are you doing for this time?
I mean, I'm just laying on the bed and I'm kind of going through like whatever it was I just saw and trying to like unravel that and how it combines with everything else that I've seen. Starting to wonder if like maybe these are visions from someone that has lived in the house previously or what's going on.
Okay.
I will note I am reading it slightly, not like out loud, but I'm like, it's that saying parts of it out loud, but yeah.
Jack?
Just a quick question. How close are we to that third floor door?
It is a whole other floor above you guys.
Right. I just didn't know how close the stairs were. Like if I left right this second, how long would it take me to get up there, do you think?
So there are 3 bedrooms, like 1, 1, 1.
Mm-hmm.
Little hallway, that closet, stairs.
That stairs will lead you up to the 3rd floor where that hallway leads to the red room.
Right. Are you going to be here for a minute, Tyson? You going to be with her?
Reading? Yeah. Reading. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Reading.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. Up to you.
It's fine. Something's weighing on me. I got to know. I'll be right back.
Okay. Make your way down that little hallway. Go to the stairs. Are you going up?
Yep.
Going up the stairs. Down the hallway. You see the door that was disturbed and you see the small room that you were in previously.
I'll walk up to the room with the disturbed dust and try to open the door.
It opens. Swings outward. It's a dark room. Curtains seem drawn.
Is there a sconce on the wall anywhere?
Yeah.
I'll take a candle out of that real fast.
Lights up the room. Appears to be an old bedroom. You hear rustling on the other side of the bed.
I assume the bed is against a wall, so I'm going to take a sort of wide arc. I don't want to like cut the corner of the bed and have something there if there is. I want to take a wide arc and kind of view the bed from the other side of the room.
So between the bed and the wall, a hand comes up, scratches down the wallpaper, and something is trying to climb out from behind this bed.
Okay, that's interesting. Is it a big ass like Victorian bed?
Yeah.
All right.
Suddenly, the hand stops, almost as if it notices, and drops down under the bed. And you hear under the bed. The door slowly shuts.
How big are the hands?
Little.
I'm gonna kneel down. I'm gonna snuff out my cigarette. I'm gonna kneel down.
As you kneel down, a small female looks kind of like the description of Hanson's sister. Her
What's her name
figure
again?
rushes. No, there's no mention of her name anywhere. They just said
That's
that
right.
her sister went
Sister.
missing. And this face rushes to meet yours. And as it reaches you, you can see writing etched into her skin.
I'm going to
And
take my hand.
just staring at you. Milky white eyes.
I'm going to take my hand up and just gently put it, just to run my finger along the engravings, but to kind of show her that I'm not threatening.
The
Hopefully.
little girl begins to cry. Tears of blood. As her mouth opens.
Don't scream. Don't scream.
And you can see nothing comes out as you look down, and there is an incision along the side of her neck. And as she opens her mouth to scream, there is no tongue.
Who did this?
And she points up behind you. There is a shadowy figure in a solid black suit standing behind you holding a cane.
I sort of stand up and kind of, that like child in a car seat, like you just in a defensive motion, kind of stick my hand out and defend and stand in between the two of them.
His head tilts as you can't make out any details. The room is still dimly lit as his head tilts a little bit. And he takes a step back. And a wide smile appears on his face as the facade melts. And a spindly figure with exaggeratedly long arms, long face, a familiar wide smile appears. And it rushes in at you and whispers into your ear, "Just kidding." And he drops through the floor.
I'm gonna turn back.
She's gone.
I thought so.
But Jack, while you're doing this, Elenora and Tyson, you're sitting in the room. Tyson, you found it. All monetary assets, the house, everything hereby left to Tyson James Everett.
Once I find that part, just folds it. puts it in the bag, and pulls out that leather satchel. I'm going to try and open the satchel.
Okay. You begin to work on that lock. Jack, back in the room, the door opens up. You hear giggling and running down the hallway. And your phone starts making a notification sound. It's vibrating in your pocket.
I will pull it out.
You pull it out, the flip phone opens up. 3 new voicemails. 24 missed calls.
And this is not...
You're really confused.
Okay.
You don't have a phone. They don't have phones.
Right.
Like this.
But I also have a phone. Like, okay.
You have
All
a
right.
phone.
Right.
And that...
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
As you're looking at these notifications, Tyson, the lock pops open. That is where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Ooh.
So, quick player shout outs. Let's go ahead and start with Jack.
Hey, I'm Ronan. You can find me on... This is also weird to say now. I don't even know. Okay, anyway. Twitter, Instagram, @RonanFox. Twitch streamer starting back in October, @RonanFox there as well. A D&D content creator, writer, world builder, and TTRPG performer. And you can also find me on Tuesday on DM_screenings channel for the start of his campaign, the Ecrium Expeditions. So that's me.
Tyson?
Yeah, hey, what can I say? It's Jay Casual. Find me on all social media @just2casual. Casual Creativity on Twitch. You can also find me in their local corners crying in confusion. You can find me on all kinds of places. I'm on Far Realms. I'm on Vault on Mondays in the Initiative Order at 6:30 Pacific on Mondays. She is the Ancient, the Gender Bent Curse of Strahd. On Gilding Light at 5 p.m. on Tuesdays, where we don't just change the genders, we also change the narrative of Curse of Strahd for racism and sexism, ableism, and so many more aspects. And I'm also working on my own TTRPG, the 5e compatible Deep Breath, the retrofuturistic high fantasy setting of Pariah, originally inspired by Shonen Jump and JRPGs, where the conflict of the old world of magic and the new world of technology collide. And the question always stands, where do you stand? That's me. I cry continuously as Tyson because my existence is not real and it's utter turmoil, and I want to just go home.
Elenora?
Hi, Johanna Maka. You can find me on social media at johannaxmachina. I do lots of cosplay, costuming, that kind of stuff. And currently I've been trying to kill every single person here, but I think accidentally just killing myself. So it's been great.
Best serial killer ever. Kills nobody but themselves.
Yeah, it's great. Taryn Hackett, your keeper, also known as Valrook across the socials. I am a generally creative human, TTRPG performer, and GM. I'm also the creative behind Umbral Oculus Dice, where I hand make all of the resin pretty dice thingies. You can follow me and my dice ventures on UO_dice on the Instagram. I have a link tree with my shop link and all of the things that you can do there, including merch. You can follow me at Valrook to follow my other creative endeavors, including Vault, the Fallout themed TTRPG tomorrow night as Miss Peggy Sue James. Tuesday, I will also be in the Ecrium Expeditions as a Hexblood Druid. So, that's cool. And then again, you can catch me here every other Sunday, where we continue this story of the Lost. And see what mousetraps they send out, and how much I can just continue to mess up my players. If you liked what we did and you enjoy the story, please feel free to check out our Ko-fi link in the chat to give us a tip if you love us, because we love you guys and doing this. Big shout out to all of our sponsors: Session Zero Clothing, Norse Foundry, Roaming Player Gero, Mithril Armory. But until next time, let's stay spoopy, and we will see you all again later. Love all of my players.
Help.